In this video, we'll be going over a single leg balance posture called Warrior 3. This is a closed hip posture. It requires a lot of ankle stability, knee stability, and glute strength. We're also making sure that you're fully active in the core and the lats, just really recruiting that trifecta of your glutes, core, and lat and shoulder girdle. So Adrian, go ahead and start in a Warrior 1 position with your right foot forward. Generally, when you're entering into Warrior 3, you'll be getting there from a closed hip posture, which means both hip bones will be facing the front of the mat. For the modified variation, her hands will be at prayer. So to enter your Warrior 3, slowly tip forward and pour weight into your front foot to start to stabilize. Keep your body and leg in one line and go a little bit further here, so you're almost like in a partial launch here. So this might be where you're at. This could be a very regressed form of Warrior 3, just building stability here. As you're ready, go ahead and elevate your back leg and slowly start to straighten your right leg, but don't straighten it all the way. Just keep a micro bend there as you're building that glute strength and stability. Common misalignment is that the hip will be slightly open here, but Adrian's doing a great job of squaring the hips. I minimize any hands-on adjustments with Warrior 3 because it is so challenging and it might knock them off kilter, so I advise the same there. We're looking to see that the foot is deeply flexed, that there is straight back leg, so quad is fully engaged, and she's using her posterior chain, her multifidi and back extensors to remain in a flat and neutral spine, crown coccyx alignment. Full variation would be arms extended forward. She's going to modify it, she's close to the wall there. Good. And then slowly bend the right leg and land softly with control in Warrior 1. And you can take yourself through partial Vinyasa or just come back to downward facing dog, and we'll demo the other side. Maybe scooting back a hair so you're more room. All right. So entering from closed hip other side, so left leg up. Do we do left leg? Separate. Oh, left leg. Inhale. Exhale, step through. Good, back foot down. So she's anchoring here in her closed hip posture. Warrior 1, hands in prayer. Shift the body forward, come to a partial launch. And I cue this partial launch often in class just to provide that stability here. Keep shifting until your hip feels like it's over, almost all the way over your knee or your ankle. Good, and then launch and lift the back leg, flex the foot and square the hips. You'll see the similarity of this and spinal balance. So you're extending the leg, body and trunk in one line, hands in prayer to modify, arms fully extended for full variation here, shoulders packed. Note she's really activating her inner core muscles here, her obliques, her transverse, combining that with pelvic floor action, and working until the leg looks relatively straight but is not locked out. She's stabilizing with her left glute. And then slowly return back to Warrior 1 with control, back foot 45 degrees. Extend the arms. We'll go through just a quick transition into downward facing dog and exploring that with a club. Adrian's going to be brave and use the 5-pound club for this. I like using the 5-pound club because they can really feel their back extensors coming online. Inhale, take the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through the 2 hands, anchor the foot, back foot down, bring your club to prayer position, and flatten your back, and then rise up. Shift the body forward, find a partial launch, and stabilize here. So at that moment where you're turning on your trifecta, here, and then when you're ready, slowly launch with control. You should be able to pause at any point during that transition. Keep your club in prayer, keep your shoulders packed, recruiting your rotator cuff and your lats, square your back hip, body down, and the leg up. And you can go right into full variation, extending the arms. Finding locked out arms, you can look forward or down to keep crown to coccyx alignment. I sometimes look down. Good, slowly bend your right leg, return back to Warrior 1 with control. And then press your club up into a horizontal overhead grip with your knob on the left side, please. Always making sure to move the knob to the opposite side when you're transitioning out the left leg. Inhale, exhale, stabilize on the way down. Excellent. And then just press back to downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, left leg up, finding that closed hip lift with the foot flexed, mirroring what you'll be doing in the Warrior 3. Exhale, step through, anchor the back foot, club in prayer, and I want you just to hover with your club in prayer for a moment. Left hand on top. So notice the line here. She's got a completely straight line with her back leg and her trunk. She's got crown to coccyx alignment. That's stability. Then slowly rise. Warrior 1, working on squaring the hips continuously, finding that hip flexor stretch. Good, and then float the club to prayer. Shift the body weight forward and pour it into the front foot. Find that fascial tension, spread your toes, root to the outside of the left leg, left foot to recruit the glutes. So modified variation, club in prayer. Full variation, club in two-handed flag. This is extremely challenging. You might only be able to hang out here for a bit. Slowly bring your club back to prayer with control. Micro bend your left leg and slowly lower back to warrior one. Good. And clubs up overhead, not on the right. And slowly hinge forward with control. And taking it back right into downward facing dog or Vinyasa flow. Some other variations for warrior three. Adrian, stay there. I'm going to have you just demo using blocks. And we can also use the wall for warrior three, which is a nice variation as well. So we'll just demo one side with the right leg. Go ahead, take the right leg up, three-legged dog. And exhale, step the foot through the two hands, come to warrior one. Inhale, arms up. So yeah, you'll be able to move them yourself. So they're just there and they're ready. And then go ahead and shift your body weight forward. So hands in prayer. And then just lightly place your hands on the blocks and just move them so they're directly underneath your shoulders. Perfect. And then just happen to be in a good spot here. So working on getting crown to coccyx alignment, she'll be lengthening and tucking the chin slightly, just a little bit, so that she can create that crown to coccyx alignment here. Energy is continuously shooting out through the foot. She's working on getting the hips squared, and then eventually she can bring her hands to prayer, and then eventually extend her arms when she's ready here. Good. And then slowly bend, and you can just come back to warrior one. And if you have any feedback about teaching people this, because I know you've been working on this a lot with different clients, so what do you find helpful about entering that posture?
I think the moment of stabilizing before launching is really important. I know for myself in the beginning of my yoga practice and some of my clients in the beginning of theirs, it's really exciting to go from 2 feet to 1, but you can be a little wobbly and lose your alignment in that transition. So that pause is really great. I also think the wall variation that you had mentioned is a really great one for getting an idea of how to stack the joints in your standing leg. So when you're, yeah, when you're far enough away.
Just kind of like, however you like to do.
I always like to make sure I measure out how long my leg is, right? So I sit down, figure out where my sit bones are, and then that's going to be where I place my other foot, right? And so when I come there, then I always bend this back leg, find where the wall is, and then start to use my spinal strength from here. Figure out what is square hip, a nice micro bend so that I'm activating through that leg, and then coming up. And that really actually challenges the pose a lot for you to come into and make sure everything's stacked at a 90 essentially. So that's a great one.
Awesome. Yep. So there's continuous torque and fascial tension, especially when using the wall as a prop. Just gives you that extra little feedback for your nervous system to know when you're fully activated and turned on and stable. Cool. Keep practicing warrior three.